It is the best era of skateboarding.
Yeah,
it is
hands down
by far. Yeah, because I can look back to the beginning of skateboarding, which was super lame. People are going to hear
funny
this.
Is
this is going to get around. People probably, I'm sure a lot of people want to hear me talk shit. But I'm kind of known to talk shit.
You film all those parts. Trilogy is the last, right? And then you go. Well, then there was the Day One Rodney videos, right?
Yeah.
Those were the end of. And then, but those already switched. Oh God.
No, I think.
Don't kill me on this one. But like, what came next? It was DECA or Artifact.
DECA.
Because
I didn't ride for Artifact.
And then
after DECA, I was done.
That was it. And was that like a mutual decision when that happened?
No, not even. I got kicked off. Basically, I wasn't doing shit. I didn't care anymore. I did not care about what was going on there anymore. Yeah.
Too much warehouse.
I love that part. That was so much fun. Skating the warehouse was one of the best times of my life.
Really?
For World. Yeah. And
what did you guys have some deal worked out with Adidas too then? Everybody had Adidas.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, yeah, that's right. Well, me and Luis got
the Torrents or something. Were they called Torrents? Those ones you guys used to skate?
Yeah, I think Torrents. Yeah, were they Torrent 2s?
We used to rock those too. We used to hunt them down online to get them. They were sick and they were super light. Yeah,
they lasted forever too.
Yep.
One of the best skate shoes I ever wore in my life.
I'm gonna jump back. So now, like, you weren't full on action, but you were totally getting whatever you needed from them.
No, I was full on action.
You were.
I never got a fucking ad. I never got an ad or anything or a shoe.
Damn.
I had a big fight crew about that. About fucking.
See,
I was on DVS. I got on DVS, and Kareem got like guilt tripped me to ride for action because I rode for Duffs. When Kareem got on Duffs, first dude to have a shoe, all that shit with Duffs, all the time down. I rode for Duffs. Me, Day One. I think Chico. I mean, a lot. We all rode for Duffs because it was like our company at World. It was Rocco's. It was Rocco's shoe company.
Yeah, do you remember when they put the mice in the shoe boxes and sent them out, and all the mice were dead? Was that like an urban legend?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Okay, I heard they were like mailing boxes of shoes to like the skate shops.
I heard that.
Didn't the first ones come in bags? Didn't they used to come in bags, like pull string bags?
Yeah, but was that
the first Duffs? I don't remember. But I remember hearing a rumor. I don't like again.
They came in. No, I think they were in a pull string bag.
Like the cob nobblers, wasn't there ones called the cob nobblers or something?
Yeah. The cob nobblers or the knob gobblers or whatever.
But I remember. I guess it was like an urban legend, but that they put mice in. Like somebody thought it was cool. Like, oh, we'll put mice in with the shoes, and like they all died in shipping, and these shops were getting shoes with dead mice in them.
I've heard that before. Before. Like somebody say that randomly, and I was like, I don't know when it was, but I don't think that ever happened.
Okay, that's cleared up.
Because if that would have happened back then, it would have been a big deal. Everybody would have been talking about it.
Yeah. So you guys are on Duffs, and then then you went to DVS.
Instead of action, but Wait, no, I didn't. That wasn't that quick, was it? Duffs to DVS. I think so. Yeah, that's right.
Damn. You didn't have an ad on DVS, did you?
I was like never even like officially on, I guess. Like I was on. It was like, I had talked with the owners and whatever. Everything was, I was on, but like, it wasn't contract time days either, but we hadn't like worked out anything. It was just like, okay, it's agreed. Like we hadn't had a meeting.
You're going to ride for us. Cool. You're going to ride for us.
It was already like we both were down type of deal. And then, like I said, Kareem guilt tripped me, like for action, saying like, how come I'm not riding for action? And like I gave in, but I never got an ad. But then again, at the same time, maybe I don't know. I still think I deserved like some recognition riding for them. I remember like I was already like kind of not even skating as much as I should. I wasn't that hyped on skating. Like I started getting hyped on skating again. To be honest with you, I was kind of bummed on skating. So I wasn't really doing that much. I think that was like around the was Action when 20 Shot came out. Did Action already exist?
No, 20 Shot. No. Because Kareem was wearing in 20 Shot. He had Adidas.
Yeah. That was like Trilogy. Those Trilogy days.
Even was it Trilogy?
Yeah, somewhere in Action.
Yeah, no. Kareem had the blue Kareems. Yeah, you had the KCKs when he's hopping the fence. That's right. And I remember we were like, blue? Like, where'd they get those for, like, I'm sure it was his own shoe. He probably had a ton of samples and whatnot. But I think in the DECA videos.
We had blue ones.
Yeah. Damn, we didn't. And then I think, it was with those Day One Rodney videos was when like everybody had the action. We love those things. All right, well, and I don't know how.
Really, but look at my footage. My footage in the Day One Rodney videos. That's not my best skateboarding, like out of my career by far. It's like the shit that I'm like. To me, that was like all lazy skating. There might be a couple tricks that I worked for like really hard because I really wanted just to do them at the time. Like I got inspired, but most of that I was just kind of just I was over it. Most of that time.
I'm sure skating is a profession, and this is like growing up.
It wasn't cool anymore. World Industries was fucking stupid at that time.
Well, that's when Flameboy and all that stuff started coming in, right?
Yeah. That shit killed it for me immediately. Like all that shit, like it was funny when it was one graphic, like making fun of like a spoof on Rocco, the Rocco Winnie the Pooh graphic. I think that was the first one. But when it like started really catching on, and I was done. I was so bummed. And then they were so afraid that we were all gonna quit because everybody was bummed on it, and they were so afraid we were all gonna quit. They try to say like, oh well, we're gonna sell World Industries, and you guys can start another company. Like we're gonna sell it. It's gonna be like kind of like a sellout toy company. They didn't even say they're gonna put riders on it. Like when they first told us, they didn't even say that when they were gonna sell World Industries because they knew if they said you guys can have your own company and World Industries is gonna go on with fucking Chad Fernandez and
Jason Wakazawa.
Yeah,
he was actually good though, right? Like he was probably
super good,
like,
super good. Super good, dude.
I shouldn't have even mentioned him because there's bigger issues on that team than him.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, he ripped. He was on. He was on World Flow he was probably him, Chris Franzen. Who else can I think of? But there was a couple of dudes who were on World Flow forever. Like Jason Wakazawa had been on World Flow since like '93. I want to say.
Yeah.
No, not that long. Not that long. But you know what I mean. Cooper Wilt was on World Flow forever. Like and then he actually got hooked up because his friend Brandon, our other homie Brandon BZ, he was on World Flow first, and he's like, oh, you gotta be my friend Coop, and he had just moved to Pedro. Yeah, anyway, so like we had dudes were being strung along because dude, what at the time, like even being strung along by World Industries was better than riding for like most other companies that are out there that would put you on.
Probably got hooked up better than riding for somebody else.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they got a gang of product. Dude, that's one thing that World Industries always took care of. Like up until who knows the demise. Up until I stopped riding for that whole place. Even like till the end, till like early 2000s. You still got fat boxes that like never really changed if you wanted it. But a lot of us didn't really want them. But like all the new kids, I remember one time. This is throwing it back a little bit, but it's something that's really cool, a cool story. The first time I went down, I got on World. My first box got sent to me, but I went down there for my second box. And I wanted to meet everybody, like Megan and, whoever else, was working there. Because I already talked to Megan on the phone before I even met her. So when I get down there, and I hadn't met Rodney yet either. And I didn't know that Rodney, ran World Industries until I met him and realized. Yeah. So I went down there the second time I went to get a box. I went down to get the box. It was crazy. Ron Chapman was there. So Ron was there. And Ron, I didn't know Ron yet. He was somebody I looked up to. I was like, even shy about meeting him there at World. And I felt like, dude, I can't even believe I ride for this fucking company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I seriously was still in shock. And here I am, these are my teammates and this and that. I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. But I remember getting Rodney. I went to get a box with Rodney, and that's when Ron showed. Ron was already down there packing a box by himself in the warehouse. Dude, I remember Ron just stuffing my box with Rodney. I was like, I guess he heard me going through the rows of Rodney, and I'm like, Rodney's like, all timid, not even timid, didn't even want to give me shit. He seriously, he didn't want to, you know what I mean? He wanted my box. If I would have went through with Rodney, my box would have been so skimpy. Rodney had that's the funny thing is Rodney never had any control over what went on at World at all. At all. Dude, I learned early on that everybody just walked all over him when it came to everything, pretty much. He'd lose his shit sometimes and really assert himself. Rodney had other attributes, but it's funniest thing is that Rodney was the team manager. He was the ultimate team manager. Sometimes he had to hire middle team managers to help out. But ultimately he was the OG World Industries team manager. My first tour, Rodney was the chaperone. He was our team manager. And that's what he was for years until he started transitioning to street skating. It's funny, man. He used to like just do his own demos, like by himself. He'd like go out and do his routine and shit in like the hotel parking lot in the middle of the night. I remember first, like he wouldn't even skate at the like some of the demos. Like he wouldn't even take his board out and skate around because it was like way too street oriented. You know what I mean? He wasn't, and like especially when the sentiment in skateboarding, like how we were talking about anti-vert, like fools were like, oh
yeah, freestyle was like yeah,
even worse. At some places, like you showed up at a demo freestyling or with a freestyle board. You get clowned hard.
Yep.
Straight up.
I remember that was like, yeah, you didn't like, oh, I want a freestyle board. Like, no.
Yeah. But it's the funniest thing is that all as street skaters, we all still had so much respect for Rodney because we knew, because all the tricks he made up, all the tricks we were doing.
Yeah.
Like we knew that he, even back then when we first started trying to do them, we knew that he was the one who made them up. Because he was the first person to do that shit. First person we were seeing in POW videos. Damn, you go back to like fucking even public, or not, I want to say Animal Chin. Dude, he does tray flips in Animal Chin. Double kick flips. Like, he'd been doing that for like even, anyway. It's just crazy that this dude, Rodney Mullen, made up the fucking technical end of street skating. Every flip trick pretty much that we flip, especially the foundation of just flipping your board anyway, comes from him. Insane. To Ollie, I mean, Ollie flipping your board. Like Ollie and, you know. Yeah, I remember when people used to call kickflips Ollie flips. When I first heard they didn't call them kickflips, it was an Ollie flip. Because an Ollie was still the trick. An Ollie was a trick still. Even though it's a trick still now. But you know what I mean?
But that was like, like kids learning right away. But that was like, oh my God, you can Ollie, you're good, you can Ollie.
Yep. If you could Ollie, you were sponsored. Put it that way.
I remember
telling Ollie, like,
I tell kids now, I was like, it took me a year to learn how to Ollie. And, they're like, some of these younger kids, like, looking at me, I was like, we didn't have videos. I was the only kid skating in my town, pretty much. Like, I had to learn it on my own. Like, maybe it took 9 months. But, I mean, I was young. But, yeah, it took forever. Like, it wasn't.
Dude, I feel like I learned overnight.
Well, you're on a different level than I am.
I'm fucking with you. No, but I don't know overnight. It was fast though.
So I guess we'll go back to action. I guess. Were you guys into those shoes? We used to love them.
Oh yeah,
They were like.
I love them. Yeah. Not all of them though. I had like.
What was your favorite?
Few. I like Guy's shoe was really good.
The Aries or the first ones with the rubber toe?
Oh, the first ones.
Yeah. And then
the first one.
I remember a lot of the actions had that thick rubber toe, and then they stopped. Did they stop making those because the shoes were lasting too long?
I don't know. What do you mean the thick rubber toe? You mean like the?
Like there's the first Guy Mariano's were those white, like blue, and yellow ones. Yeah.
No, I think that the shoes that we were like over like how tech shoes were. I think we were over the rubber toe shit at the time. We wanted cleaner because we wanted shoes that looked like you could like wear them. Yeah, in the mall wearing them.
Not be embarrassed,
Yeah. So we don't want to change our shoes. See, that's another thing. I remember, dude, I used to have like a whole nother kit in my car. You know what I'm saying? Like I had different shoes to put on. Like I would put them on too. Like if we stopped to go eat, almost all of us, we change our shoes. Yeah. At least we change our shoes. That's like
we used to have Timberlands. Me and my friends, we'd have Timberlands, and we're not walking around in skate shoes.
If it was wintertime, I'd have Tims. You know what I mean? Like, or I'd have some sick ass Nikes or just something sick, something that was like an ill shoe. Like I had a good hustle for a while, getting all the when the SBs first came out. Mm-hmm. Getting from Val Surf, I would get all the. Like, because Val Surf would get a bunch of exclusives, or they're not even exclusives. They get them. They get certain pairs. They get shoes that people weren't supposed to get. Like, like skate shops would only get or they wouldn't get them at all.
They had access to they could get all the cool ones, not just the regular ones. They get the exclusives.
Yeah, they get everything.
The quick strikes.
And they get tons of And I would have my friends there hold a size 10.5 pair for me. For every single one, like the Jedis or the fucking Heinekens and all the American Models. So, I didn't wear not even one pair of them, even though dunks were really good to skate with.
Did you sell them all?
Yep, I put them on eBay.
I
made a gang of money. I made a gang of money.
I didn't work for like 2 years. I just sold sneakers.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money.
This shop by me, the one dude there, he was hated the shop, and he was like, hey, whatever doesn't sell after a week, I'll sell you for $40 a pair.
How much did you wear?
9.
Oh, okay.
Which is
that's sample size.
Yeah, but I don't think those shoes were even available. Like that. Like this guy didn't even know what he was talking about. He was just like,
you probably got your hands on all kinds of ill shoes that you could wear.
Yeah, we used to with the sales reps. I used to buy all the sales rep samples, and
you probably got a lot of shit that never came out. Even
I had some cool. I don't know if they were cool. Oh, I had some Scott Johnson 2s that never came out. Lakais. Those were sick, and they had like snakeskin on them.
Yeah.
They look like almost like a Reebok trainer kind of, like, and I guess what is it, that EVA foam, like, you know, the Reebok running shoes with that foam sole, and then like the super old school base. It had the OG
Reeboks,
and it had that material on the sole, and then they had like snakeskin around them.
Those are fucking gangster shoes.
Yeah.
It's like
the Cortezes
like
or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Reebok equivalent to a Cortez.
Yeah, but they didn't have the running toe. Like not like the Aries that running toe, but they had that sole material.
I had the Illis was all black, the all black ones, and they were like hard to find. But I remember we'd find them from time to time. They come out or the all black ones were the sickest. You do all black with white laces. That shit was way gangster back then.
I guess. So you rode for Action. Right, and then so you're getting those shoes and you liked them, and then what happened with that?
Oh yeah, we're talking about the shoes. The shoes, though. I was saying I like Gino's shoe, the Islander. That shoe was ill.
Those were sick. Those skated good, man. I love those, and they had the single toe piece, so they lasted a little longer.
Yeah,
like
it was shaped like the Action logo, kind of, or not Action logo. It was on Chipping, not the Action logo.
No, but it had that.
It was like an arrow. It was like an arrow.
Those were
dude. That shoe skated really good. I love that shoe. Like I said, guy's first shoe, Gino's shoe. I'm trying to think if Cream had a shoe I ever liked that I skated.
Yeah, the new techs were horrible. I remember my foot kept popping out of those.
Yeah, like your heel pop.
Yeah,
and especially you wear your shoes loose too back then.
Yeah, you didn't want to football time. Like that wasn't cool.
Yeah, I remember doing trick. Like, you ever do a trick and both your shoes shoot off while you're doing the trick?
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Because I remember, Kareem's shoes didn't fit too well. I'm gonna say that. Like the first ones, those didn't fit well, and then those new techs were horrible. That was like the worst shoe. We used to get them. We didn't,
I think I'm wearing them a bunch. I'm wearing a bunch in those like round 1 and 2 videos.
Yeah, you had the gray ones.
All white or gray ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the gray ones are sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. When I'm skating that spot's in Hawthorne. That ledge, that white ledge. It's like a white ledge spot. It kind of starts out lower and it gets higher.
Well, there's the one on the sidewalk I'm thinking of.
It's on the sidewalk. I have a line where I do a front cricket grind at the end of the last one.
Yep.
Yeah. See, and then that was a fun day. I remember that day. That day was sick.
I'm going to ask you about this one now because this was one of my favorite dudes. But Sad. I remember Sad.
Yeah, he's still ill.
Too.
He's still ill.
So how come he, like a dude like that, could he have ever gotten on like a world brand?
Yeah, he could have. He's just too crazy.
Wow. Because that was like...
I don't think he ever cared. Dude, he still rips right now. Jay rips. Don't call him Jay.
Yeah, Jay Stevens. Yeah.
Yeah, he rips, dude. He still rips. He's on Instagram.
That was like one of my favorite dudes.
Oh. Yeah, he's still super good. Remember his 4-on-1 shit? How good was this?
No Time for Something. You could still and you could still watch that. That was
So I did watch it. I watched it recently. I watched it. Somebody put it on like a month ago or something, and I was like, "Damn, this shit is so good." And the end too, I was like, "Dude, yeah, that dude's
it had flavor. Like real. It just had something. Yeah,
he's real. He's legit. Damn. No, and he always had his bleach red Fu Manchu mustache and his eyebrows sometimes. Dude, he's ill, man. That fool's a Shaolin monk. For real.
Damn, I was always hoping like, he'll get on World, like he's wearing Actions, like, and
yeah, you need to that's another person. That's another brother that fucking Kareem should have hooked up. That he, I think should have done more. But he just, you know what I mean? Kareem was just very mainstream. He always was. And he doesn't really see the I don't know. He has a different type of eye. He has a different eye.
Yeah, well, City Stars with that whole thing. I mean, Jesus Christ, what that brand turned into. That was just horrible. With Mikey T when he put on all those. Yeah, it was because Menace. We always loved Menace. That was our shit. Oh, did you ever almost end up on Menace?
It was grimy.
Didn't you almost end up there?
That was the plan in the beginning. Okay, so we were supposed to quit. Everybody was supposed to quit. It was going to be like another coup. It was the second coming of Girl. Chocolate was going to be called Sister, and it was supposed to be me and Kareem, heading the company. Not running it, but we were supposed, being us, that we were the pros that would quit.
So this, All right.
So Richard Mulder, fucking Daniel, Chico, everybody, quitting World we were all supposed to quit. They quit like the day before us. And me and Kareem went in to quit the next day, and they they guilted us to death. Rodney, dude, that was like one of the craziest conversations I ever had in my life. But at the same time, offers us a lot more money. And kind of like we were like kind of in control of World Industries at that.
But okay, so I guess we started with the Menace thing. We can go back to that. But so you were supposed to be on Menace.
Yeah. So, okay. And this is what they told us, that meeting we had with Rodney. Actually, Rocco was in the meeting, but I talked to Rocco like not long after that. I had to sit down and talk with him. But, yeah, there was like, you guys can do your own company out of here if you want to. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how it happened. Kareem was always, the fucking go-getter. Like Kareem has tons of ambition. So he took the reins on all that shit. And I just kind of figured that like I could kind of just be along for the ride. I'll just skate. I don't want to run any shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'll concentrate on skating. You like to do that shit.
Yeah,
you do that shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, exactly. I've always kind of been, Kareem was always kind of like the big brother. We definitely had still to this day have a big brother, little brother relationship, which is weird for me being the oldest of 7, because I've been the big brother my whole life. So me and Kareem have we have butt heads a lot in our lifetimes. We were major rivals in the contest scene too. Like before I got on World, that's why I was shocked. I was shocked at that PAL contest when he told me that Rocco wanted to talk to me. I was shocked because even though me and Kareem were friends, we were like bitter rivals in a way. Yeah. It was like we'd show up at a contest and it'd be like who's who's gonna win between him or I. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like hey, what's up? And it's like, but I'm gonna beat you at this contest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And even the crowd knew. Like a contest with with us together is like we're gonna bust. Contests were crazy back then. Well, that was like a thing, and that's how it was. Like I remember, like, but it was cooler. Like, it was cooler then. It was cooler then too, because like it was like your chance. It was so much more raw. It was so much more raw because you were already doing that shit in the streets, filming that stuff. Or it came out video part, and it was like your chance to back it up. Like, look, I got this shit on lock. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit I didn't just do this once. I can do it. Exactly. Yeah. So, damn. And that's where Kareem, he thrived, dude. I mean, I was way over it. And Kareem, shit, to this day, he'll probably enter a contest somewhere. If they come out with like a street masters division or something, where you got to be 40 or over or something, dude, Kareem he'll pop up out of the woodwork and be winning all these contests. I guarantee Kareem is ripping right now on a skateboard. I heard a couple years ago, maybe it was like 4 years ago or something, but somebody was like, Kareem's in New York, he's skating, like he kickflipped off this is a weird one, I don't know how anybody even knew about this, but he kickflipped off of this like lawn, like ramp, like not a bump to bar, but like a bump without a bar, like down some drop or something, and it was like they were like, Kareem kickflip, a bump to drop. Yeah, and they're like, yo, Kareem kickflipped off this, and he had half cabs with no insoles. And I was like, okay, that's why do you know he has no insoles? But it was a thing, like he was here for a little bit skating, and I don't know whatever happened to the footage or if it was even true, but that was like the word, and I was like, oh shit, that'd be sick, because he's probably still good, man. Kareem is actually from New York originally. He's not from LA originally. He's born in New York. He lived in New York for a while before he even moved. His mom brought him to LA. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But I mean, I know Kareem from LA. When I met Kareem, I was already like 14. So he had been here for a while. Anyway, yeah. So he has his New York. He has ties in Harlem and shit. He has ties there. Like that's where he has like majority of his family's out there. His dad's side of the family. Like his dad was like some fucking hustler. Like kind of, I think he's like kind of a big time drug dealer out there. Anyway, damn. But Kareem, he didn't put you on Menace. Well, no, I didn't want to. Oh, you didn't want to? No, but I did in the beginning. In fact, I'm the one who got all those dudes. I rallied those dudes up, like to make the team, because this was right after Girl. Did anybody try and get on that you know of? That like you guys are like, no, definitely not. Like on what?
like Chet Thomas or somebody weird trying to get on Menace? No, yeah, I'm just saying. I know he doesn't fit, but did that ever happen? I know that wouldn't happen. But you know what I mean?
Back then, nobody. Back then, not that I know of. Back then, no, come on, nobody would even try that shit. It was like the only reason Pupeki was even on is because his style was so fucking ill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about it, dude.
Me and Tim, that was like our dude too. You know, of course, like we're like, Pupeki, that's
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Pupeki. Yeah, he's one of my favorite skaters, actually.
Damn, I probably had about 50 of his boards. I'm not even saying that like 762 Pupekis. Like me and my friend Tim, like Tim at Bob Shirt, like that's all we would get. Tim at
Bob Shirt. That's how I should remember. I haven't met this dude. What does he? What's he do?
He does those things. They're on TRANSWORLD now. Like the you guys hold up the old like.
That's right. He works. That's right. He has a job at TRANSWORLD.
Well, kind of. He just does it here and there.
He has a column. He has a column.
Yeah, we'll say that. And then it's like a video interview, and then like I helped him on one with Carl Watson, which was pretty cool. And like he has all these old boards.
Is it for online? It's not editorial.
No, it's like video stuff. So it's like he had like when we were there, like he had Carl Watson's first profile board. You know, he's like here, you know, which was weird. Like I learned Carl Watson was on World Industries.
He was.
And he wasn't in Love Child, and I had no clue because he wasn't in Love Child, so I didn't know. But I know he.
I don't even remember. I don't remember if Carl quit. It got kicked off. I don't think he got kicked off because World. You know,
no, he didn't.
Think of any. Nobody's ever got kicked off of World Industries. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, because he was saying too.
Henry Sanchez. He kicked himself off. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Oh man, like, I remember. I've always heard stories about
World
that dude.
Itself, nobody's ever got kicked off World, dude. You either just faded away, like the people who faded away knew they were going to fade away anyway, and they, you know, it was like mutual, or fucking nobody. I can't think anybody's got kicked off.
Damn.
Except, a couple people, but
is there anybody you guys wished was on that didn't get on?
Yeah, I always wanted Rob Gonzalez to get on, especially when DECA first started. I really wanted Rob G on.
Wow, and what was that? No, not a unanimous.
Yeah, he didn't want to quit. He wrote for New Deal. He's just loyal, man. He's loyal.
Oh wow. Okay. So he could have.
He's loyal to the dudes he came up with. Yeah, he could have. He was down. To this day we still talk about it whenever I see him. It somehow comes up, and he always says like, dude, I was actually really down, but I had to stay true to the people who got me where I was, and I always respected that.
But that's wow. That would have been cool, because this is the stuff like we would always like, we might be like, I wish so-and-so was on this and that.
He was my first pick, dude. I wanted him bad to ride for fucking DECA. If DECA might have been a whole other company with him. But then we have Brian Horde who could fucking Horde rips. I don't, that's
yeah. Well, he was nollie flip table, like everything he was doing over tables. It was
he had Mega Pop, and that's another thing Rob G had, a gang of pop. But Rob is just ill. That dude, he's just an ill skater. Yeah, so Rob G, I wanted on. Most of the people who we wanted, we got. Like we wanted Enrique, got him. He was like the new kid, came from Spain, like had been living in the IE, skating chafy with fucking Bucky and those dudes and JD, JP, Jadid. Yeah, Jadid.
Yeah,
that's my homie too, man. JP's the shit. We scooped him up because he ripped. Fucking I think JB.
JB was
bad. New Deal.
So
he wrote for New Deal.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's still fucking JB kills it, dude.
Were you always riding indies?
No.
Like
I was diehard Venture forever.
What about Tensors? What did you used to ride those?
I tried like when I wrote for. I was riding for Indy at the time. No, not Indy. I think I was still riding for Venture. Yeah, I was riding for Venture. I didn't start riding for Indy until after World Industries. I rode Ventures all of my World Industries career. Now I think about it, probably.
We used to ride those, and then that was Adventures, and then because Indies were too big, heavy, and then I remember Tensors. I remember getting them because I was like World Trucks. Like I got to try these.
Yeah. And, I tried them. I tried them, dude, but they
sucked.
Dude, you see, they suck bad. You see, Day One fucking. You see how he rides this shit. He doesn't even have top bushing.
Yeah, washers.
Yeah, he went. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. It's because he used to ride Z rollers. And Day One's dream company. I remember when I got on World and I first met Day One. I remember I took the bus from like my house to fucking Gardena. Oh, and I didn't take the bus. That's my friend drove me. My friend Matt. Anyway, so when I first met Daewon, he like actually met up with him. Like I knew him, but like I met him before, but like met up with to go skating when I got on World. When I first got on World, we met at fucking Pick and Saver, the Pick and Saver curbs in Gardena, which was the ill spot. It was like right down the street from his house. He was still riding Z rollers. He rode for World Industries.
Wow, Z rollers.
And he was still running Z roller trucks. So I told you. And then I remember saying, what the, like, I remember having a pair of Z rollers. They were fun as shit to slash stuff with. They always froze up though. They always get all gummed up. It was like, you know, it was a very like kind of medieval design. You had to like spray graphite powder into them and shit.
Oh, wow. I remember I've heard of them. I never had them.
Anyway, they're fun. I remember having a set. I didn't ride them long. I took them off and like, but they were fun for like, you know, a week or something. But Daewon rode them religiously. He wanted to ride for Z. That was his company of choice. We're talking about Daewon Song in the early 90s. That was his company of choice to ride for. And that's because like he knew he's real, dude. He's real. And those fools were real as fuck. All those dudes that rode for Z, he looked at them because they were all like hard. They were gangsters and shit. Like they didn't play. Like they didn't play that. Like none of those fools. They were all like from the hood. Like Daewon's from the hood. He's from fucking like dude. His house that he grew up in is the fucking hood. Was he
the one who kicked you off of DECA?
No, because DECA ended.
That was it.
You know what I mean?
Then,
yeah, it just ended.
Right. And then when he started up Artifact, though, was Artifact after?
Yeah. Yeah, it was after.
It was short-lived. It was Artifact and then almost, I guess.
Yeah, and the only people who wrote for Artifact was like him, Haslam. No, JB. Did JB write for Artifact? I don't think he did.
I don't know. I remember I had a board with elephants on it. That's all I remember.
Yeah, I just know that it was him. It was Daewon, Cooper, Haslam, and was Rodney on Artifact?
Yeah. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yeah. Yeah. Rodney was on.
Yeah. Okay. And Rodney.
And then they probably. Yeah.
But Rodney was on Artifact, right?
Yeah, he was. I remember when they had these board, there was like a totem pole, but like elephants, and they had different. I remember.
Yeah. So Rodney was on Artifact. So yeah.
Which lasted like 6 months.
So yeah, I don't think it lasted a year. Damn. Yeah. So that was kind of like I wasn't the only one gone. Like Marcus didn't ride for DECA anymore. Fucking, you know, JB didn't ride for it anymore. It was just done. Like they didn't even try to keep JB. Or maybe JB just didn't want to be there anyway. I didn't want to be there. Truthfully, me staying there would be for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It would have been like just to have a paycheck. So
you took a little hiatus, I guess, and then now was that a Val Surf video? What was it called?
Skateboarding is Dead?
Yeah.
No, I made that video, dude.
That was you, right? And you had a website at that time too, didn't you?
I had a website after.
Okay, but you made that. Around that time.
That video.
But I do remember.
Oh man, yeah, that video was the end of like that was like shit. At least 2 years of just trying to make a video. Like I had a concept in the beginning. Definitely, it's not what it ended up being in the end. But it was like at some point I was too invested in it that I had to put something out. I had to make something. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm psyched on it. I think that video's sick.
And that was that just so you were still were you not skating for a little bit, then started that up, or because I was totally independent project?
I never quit.
No,
I just didn't ride for anybody. Well, I didn't have a board sponsor. I should say that. I still have my other sponsors.
You made that. Were you filming too? Like actually, you were physically filming people, or you were just? I know you weren't filming yourself. So
I never filmed. I never filmed people like a filmer who went out and filmed people, but like.
Right, but you were almost choreographed, like setting up these are the dudes I want in this video, and.
Nah, in the beginning, yeah, but it didn't. Like Andre Genovese, like or Genovese.
I forgot about him. Jesus, I forgot about that dude.
Yeah, I feel rich.
Yeah, Switch King. Damn. Yeah,
and crazy pop.
Yep.
He had mass pop. His switch was massive pop too.
Yep. He would skate the tables like they were the little benches.
Yeah, seriously. Tabletops were like literally the bench. Damn. Yeah.
So how did TRANSWORLD part come about? What were you getting, like deluxe flow during that?
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of craziness happening. Well, I thought I was gonna ride for Crooked. for a while. Because
which would have been sick. That would have been real sick.
I was really down for him. During that time, I wasn't riding for anybody. I was skating a lot. That's why I made that part that for that my video.
Right.
Like that was, I mean, I think that's one of my better video parts. Especially that was right after fucking like the DECA shit. I was like, you know, fucking thin and, you know what I mean, lean and skating rails, big rails, and fucking. I'm proud of that. That was a good time in my life where I was like very fit. I was coming off being a fat ass riding for World. I was skating me and my friend Marcus, who rode for Milk back in the day. He had like just started skating again. He was like getting good again, and he'd come and pick me up all the time to go skate because he wanted to go skate.
Was that Hossoi's company, Milk?
Yeah.
MSG or whatever, right?
Yeah. MSG Milk and
I had a Milk board at one time.
Marcus Stroud rode for it. Fucking Richard Mulder. I think Tony Briseno, that they used to rip on Vert. You remember? So Hossoi's company too. Anyway,
so your boy started skating again.
Yeah, so we started going to all these random skate parks, and he always wanted. So he wanted to skate. I remember one day he's like, "I want to go to Pico Rivera skate park," and that's a skate park where those like you don't ever see the skate park in skate videos, but there's those big round manual pads that are in the chocolate videos.
Okay, yeah.
That's there. That's just at the park. It's never part of the park. It was like there before the skate park, because people used to skate there. Anyway, that's where Mark Gonzalez is from. His like mom's house is like right up the street from that skate park. Anyway, so I saw Mark there. Mark and Jake Phelps. We were skating in the park one day, and out of nowhere, I'm like, I was skating a little bowl. I fucking see Mark and Jake. You know, I'll say what's up though, whatever. Me and Mark are skating the bowl, and Jake, you know, skating around, acting crazy like Jake is. He brings up that he's starting a new company called Crooked, you know, Deluxe or whatever. And I haven't seen him for years, and basically he's like, you know, would you be down? Like, are you down? He's like, I want to give you some boards. That's what he said.
Okay.
He's like, I want to give you some boards. And I was like, all right. It's not like he said I'm like on the team. He was like, I want to give you some boards. So I started, you know, they started sending me boards. So I'm hitting up like Mickey. I think Mickey was doing some of the team managing then. I go up there all the time. It was cool. And I was really thinking that I was building a good relationship with these guys. A lot of them I already knew them, but I never really this much. Yeah, I thought I was going to get on. But then, I mean, like I said, because it was through Mark, and Mark was like running the company. And I hear because Mark, in the beginning, I had like more contact with Mark. He would like send me postcards and shit with like cool drawings on them. You know what I mean? Like, and then, I don't know. I think he had like some really bad, like right around the time my Toronto video part came out, like just right before, a year before. I like kind of lost touch with him. Everybody lost touch with him, from my understanding. Because I asked to do Deluxe. When last time we talked to Mark? You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, what's up? What's going on? Mark or whatever. And, you know, I guess he was having some really bad family problems, personal problems. Yeah.
So you're filming this part. Like, were you working then?
So anyway,
you were just filming this part?
Yeah, filming what part? Are we talking about the
Transworld? Well, I guess that's what this goes, right?
No, but I was still getting paid from a lot of my sponsors. Like,
oh, so you were still hooked up then?
I just have a pro. I don't have a board sponsor.
So wait, what were you getting? Shoes from Vans then?
Vans and Nike at that time, like at different times, but during that period.
Wow. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So you were enough of a name, like they were throwing you money.
Yeah. Yeah. Elwood paid me. Yeah. I just, you know.
Were you on that until the end?
No, not the very end.
That was the best brand too. I remember loving that.
Yeah, Elwood was legit, man.
Yeah.
If Sal would have stayed, yeah, I'm sure Sal kicks himself in the ass with that too, because he should have.
For that and aesthetics. If he would have, you know.
Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. It's funny. I still to this day, I look back at a lot of the aesthetics graphics, and I'm like not super hyped on them.
They were weird. No, there was a lot of weird ones. Like I think the stock, like more like the regular logos were cool. But yeah, there was some weird ones like with like the, I don't know, the Baby's Mama series, and like some of them were weird, like didn't follow suit to the brand, and they were all series boards too. I could see that, but I like the aesthetic of aesthetics. It was cool. Yeah, the team was cool. The video was great.
Yeah, Welsh,
Clyde, Joey Pepper.
Yeah, Joey Pepper, Welsh and Joey Pepper, right there, dude. Yeah, Joey Pepper's one of my favorites for sure. Anthony Van Engelen wrote for Elwood. Dill wrote for Elwood.
Gino was on for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think Gino was on. Yeah. For a minute.
Man, it was the best. Does that script, just the script logo, like the best shirts. I remember having those in like every color.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Sal's always on some crazy shit, man. Sal like has a little tendency to go like, you know what it is? Sal's like wants to be a cowboy, I think. Sal's got like a bunch of like fucking, he wants to be a cowboy, dude. He's always down for like all this cowboy shit.
So you filmed this Transworld part, and what happened after that?
Like, we're saying how did it come about?
Yeah. Well, like, yeah.
How did it come about? Yeah. I was skating at the school in Glendale. It has a sick like baby double set handrail that I skate in that skateboarding dev video. And I run into CU Trend, and I hadn't seen him for a while. And that's my my homie that worked for World. He was our staff photographer for a while. Into the DECA days till the end.
Right.
And now he didn't work there anymore. Now he works at Transworld. I had this jump ramp, this little aluminum jump ramp, like ollie ramp. I have a jump ramp, ollie ramp. And I propped it up against the wall to do wall rides on the handball courts, like Bones Brigade style. But I like jacked it up all high, so it like launched you way up the wall. So I ended up taking a photo with him with a Krail snatch on the basket, and it became like the cover of the poster book for that year, for 2005, I think. And like I said, I hadn't seen him for a long time. He was my boy, so we like connected again. So I started going out with him skating, on little skate missions. And I think he shot that. We shot a lot of photos during that era. At the time, I mean, the same era. But like I did like a back lip on this electrical box. It was like a big green electrical box. It was like a parking lot drop.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember that.
So I'm starting to have all this coverage in Transworld because of CU, because me and CU are hanging out again. Like CU had a lot to do with me having that Transworld part, because we're together like every day, skating, shooting photos. Like in whatever mission he's going on with other dudes, I would just tag along. And a lot of times I get stuff, so I started coming out in Transworld a lot. So CU told Jason Hernandez, who was one of the people, him and John Holland made the Transworld videos at the time. That because Jason lived like not even far from us in Hollywood, that you should do a video part with Shiloh, a Transworld part with Shiloh, and that's where it all began.
Awesome. And then, so after that, I guess.
So all that time too. Yeah, majority of the time, I'm thinking I'm gonna skate for Crooked. Yeah, I was repping that shit hard. And I was busting, but in the end, I didn't.
But then you ended up on Bueno.
Yeah. Then Stacy.
So how did that come about? Yeah. So what is that like?
I don't know. I was in Long Beach skating with CU and some other dudes for some spot, like some new bump over like a flat grass gap spot. It was pretty cool. It looks like the one that Gino does nollie backside heel. Does he nollie backside heel that? No, he doesn't nollie backside heel, or does he?
Wait, it's a bump to not the one he switch varial heel.
Switch varial heel. Yeah, he lands, he does a little tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, switch varial heel. Anyway, it's like that. It was like, but bigger. Like the bump was way bigger. The gap was longer too. I remember skating. I came there because somebody else. I think it was like fucking Raymond Molinar wanted to do something over it, and so C was there to shoot him. So I tagged along, and then Stacy and like Tim and some other dudes showed up, some Long Beach heads, to skate a spot. And Stacy just hit me up. He's like, he's like, hey, I think I already had met him before. He's like, I think I'm going to start a skateboard company, and I want to hit you up. I'll talk to you about it more later, whatever, and see what you think. I'll tell you, everything about it. And as soon as at first I was like, no, but I was like, yeah, right. This is like, I was thinking like, there's no way this is going to be something. Even though I have much respect for Stacy, because he fucking is one of the best skaters ever too. I just thought it was going to be some, because nothing real, but he like had it all. He hit me, I talked to him and he told me the whole thing, like his whole, the company, the plan, and like the people that he wanted on and all this kind of shit. And then he already had backing through Giant and all that. And I was like, and then Michael Stevens, the artist. And I was like, this shit is sick. He already had like, it took a little while for him to get back to me. He said he's going to start something soon. I think it was like a couple months before I heard back from him. Anyway, regardless, it was sick. I saw it all. Like, I saw the graphics and, like the whole, like the feeling of the company. And I was down for it. And the skaters too. Nate Broussard, dude, right away. Mark Gutterman, dude, I already just had in the video I made So like,
did you now? Were you helping assemble? Like, were you like, hey, if you're gonna do this, and like, I want Gutterman on, or like, did you bring that in, or that was all?
I did not pick any person on that team. Those dudes were already down before I even got on. It was just coincidental that Gutterman was already like, you know, on board.
That's sick. And what's funny is my partner Mike, when this whole thing, like the guest board came out or whatever, but he's like, you know, it's through Nate, but he remembers your skating is more from BUENO. Like, Mike's a little younger than me.
Yeah, so he's younger.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, Shiloh, BUENO, you know, and I'm already like, oh, I remember Shiloh World Industries. And then it was like almost like a reinvented, like, you know, version with, you know, TRANSWORLD and BUENO and all that. And it was like cool because you kept up with the times pretty well. I thought it was pretty sick. But
I think that's more of what it is than anything else. Is like I just kept up with the times.
Yeah. Some people can't do that.